USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee. Okay. All right. Well, it's that type of morning. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. Angela Yee was just on. She's broadcasting from the crib. Charlamagne is running a little late, so we're just holding it down today. Hopefully, you guys had a great day. Yesterday, I announced that I am doing my a car show in Alabama, so I've been getting all that ready. Huntsville, Alabama, to be exact. And I've been learning a lot about Huntsville, Alabama. I've learned it's one of the best cities that a lot of people are moving to. I heard as far as real estate, the real estate is growing at an extreme rate. And as far as Alabama, is one of the biggest cities in Alabama. So I've been learning a lot about Alabama. So shout out to everybody out in Alabama. I can't wait for you guys to come to the car show November 27th, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. If you haven't got your tickets, click the link in my bio. And it's a family fun event. So if you're close to, whether you're in parts of Georgia or parts of Florida, make the trip. I know they're having a big weekend. I know Auburn plays Alabama, and it's like a huge weekend. They got hundreds of thousands of people in the city. So that will be the finale car show. So I can't wait to see you guys. It's games for kids. It's roller skating rinks. It's cool cars, celebrity cars. People stop through. We teach kids how to double dutch. It's face painting, food trucks. And then we have some like adult activities like the bar, just in case. So can't wait to see you guys November 27th. So if you haven't got your tickets, definitely get your tickets and definitely check it out. All right, now today on the show, who's joining us today? Westside Boogie. Westside Boogie will be joining us. Of course, he's an artist from California. I don't know much about the gentleman. I've heard a bunch of his songs, but the Breakfast Club will be talking to him this morning and get to know about him a little bit better. And also, we got a worldwide exclusive. All right, this is Bryson Tiller. Don't they usually release music on Fridays? Bryson Tiller says, F that. We're going to release it when I want to release it. All right, well, here it is. It's called Outside. When we come back, we got front page news. I don't know what E is talking about, but we'll get to it next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Let's start off with some sports tonight. The Rams take on the Bills. That happens at 8:20 p.m., so NFL season is back, and people are predicting the Bills might go all the way this year. And what else you got, Yeezy?
All right, well, a 19-year-old man has been arrested, and that is after 4 people were killed and 3 wounded as he went on a, quote, senseless murder rampage. The suspected shooter has been identified by police as Ezekiel Dewan Kelly. He was apprehended about 9:20 p.m. last night after police issued an urgent warning in Memphis that asked for residents to stay indoors. Now, here he is on Facebook Live because he was actually recording all of this and doing this on Facebook Live.
I don't wear it on camera. I pull up and do this shit, man. I don't do it. What the say? No faking. No faking. You hear me? This shit for real. Oh, my mama, Kate, how you think I'm playing? Kate, I'm for sure this shit real. This shit so real, man, guy.
So he was just pulling up some random people, just shooting?
Yeah, as far as we know right now, it seems like it was random, but the first shooting was around 1 a.m. on Wednesday. A man was found fatally shot in a driveway. This all continued until about 4:30 p.m. Now, police did manage to apprehend him. A woman was found shot to death around 7:23 p.m. He took her vehicle and fled, and then a man was found shot and wounded around that time as well. They did find the suspect. He carjacked a person at a gas station and then fled in that person's Dodge Challenger. That Challenger was spotted minutes later. There was a high-speed chase, and then he was arrested without incident, and 2 weapons were in the car, but they do not know what that motive is.
So they don't know why. They don't know how he got these weapons, what made him snap, what made him do that. They don't know anything as of yet.
Right now, the mayor of Memphis is calling it a senseless murder rampage. They said he was released from prison less than 6 months ago. He had been charged with attempted first-degree murder. He pleaded guilty in April to a lesser charge of aggravated assault and was sentenced to 3 years in prison last year. He served 11 months, and he was 17 when that incident occurred. And so they said if he had served his full 3-year sentence, he would still be in prison today.
Yeah, this is a tough one because you hear this all the time. You hear about people getting arrested for crimes. They're taking a plea, which is a lesser crime, and not having to serve the full term and serve a couple of months, and then they get back out and then do another, a worse crime. I mean, we have to fix that. We have to fix our whole system because I'm hearing more and more and more and more stories of this. You know, because I don't want to say it's easy, but you commit a crime, and then you can, you know, cop out to something a lot less and not have to serve very much time. You know, if he should have been in jail for 3 years, maybe this wouldn't have happened. What up, Charlamagne? You know?
All right. So he is in custody right now, and I guess we'll get more information today when he's in court. Mm. All right, a new mom gave birth to twins with different dads. She had sex with 2 men on the same day. It's a 19-year-old Brazilian woman. They said this is not an impossible thing, but it is a 1 in a million type of situation. So the woman originally suspected only one of the 2 men to be the father of the twins. She collected his DNA. It only turned up positive for one of those kids. She said, I remember that I had sex with another man and called him to take the test, which was positive. And she said, I was surprised by the results. I didn't know this could happen. They are very similar.
That is wow. Now, what do you do in that situation? Is she still with one of the fathers? Like, how does that work? How does that, that's insane.
I mean, you know, I don't know if she's with either one of them.
That is wild. That's crazy. Wow.
But just one of the fathers actually looks after both of them. I'm not sure if the other dad is in, you know, his child's life at all, but
if that's my child, I'm only looking out for my child. The other twin, you on your own. Because what happens now? Who pays the child support for both those kids? But Charlamagne, if you just join us, this lady is having twins. Lady's having twins, and there's 2 different fathers.
That's impossible.
No, that's the truth. That's what I said.
That's impossible.
No, it's a true story.
Not impossible. It's a 1 in a million chance.
It's a 1 in a million chance.
I don't believe
she had sex with 2 dudes within a 24-hour period.
I don't believe this story. I just simply don't believe this story. There's so much stupid stuff that we see nowadays that I just don't think is real. This is one of them.
They said it occurs in about 1 out of every 13,000 paternity cases involving twins. So within twins, it's about 1 out of every 13,000 cases. But they said a lot of times you don't know because there's no reason to do a paternity test on twins. Most people don't do that. But in this situation, she did.
That's wild.
So did she get a train ran on her? What happened?
She just had sex with 2 different guys within 24 hours.
Guys. She said
one sperm swam right, one swam left with 2 babies, and boom, they're not the same dad.
Jesus Christ! Did she get 2 different STDs too, or just babies?
I don't know. Maybe she could get crabs and syphilis.
I've never heard this in my life. This is unbelievable. This is new. This is a mutant. I'm telling you, they doing things, man. They doing these stuff in the laboratory nowadays, bro. It's impossible.
So,
like, come on, man.
So they're not really. Well, I guess they are.
I've been alive 44 years. I've never heard this ever in my life. Have you ever heard this ever in your life?
Never.
Well, it's happened now. We heard it.
All right. Well, that is
Imagine that. Something new.
Mm-hmm. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
It's Christian. What's up, MB? What's up, Charlamagne? What's up, Angela Yee?
Peace, King.
What up,
What's
bro?
up?
Get it off your chest.
Yo, MB, go looking for the tickets at the AC Car Show.
All love, brother.
It was wonderful. Everything went good. The food was great. But after I left, everything it was horrible.
What happened? Well, first of all, did you have the turkey leg hut? Did you have all the good food, the empanadas?
I tried to get some turkey legs, but they was done already.
Oh, they sold out, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I went to the hotel, and I was in there for like about 30 minutes. This was like around 1 in the morning. My boy tells me, here's a cup. He gave me a cup of liquor, and I didn't drink none of it. I just walked out with the cup. What was that for? The lady did not want to give me my car for a whole 2 hours.
I mean,
she said, oh, no, you walked out with liquor. I can't give you your car. I'm like, ma'am, did you inspect the cup? The cup is full, right? She's like, yes. I'm like, so I wasn't drinking. I just had the cup because my friend gave it to me. She's like, oh, I gotta do a breathalyzer. I'm like, okay, call the cop and do a breathalyzer. There was a cop on site. He literally inspected the cup, looked at me, and he told me, okay, tell me your ABCs starting from L. I gave it to him. I did everything he told me to. They still wouldn't give me my car. I had to sit there for 2 hours while she was literally laughing in my face, like
Bro.
that was horrible.
Bro, as I know it's horrible for you, but you got to think about it. You come to valet with an open cup of liquor. What was it? I'm sure it was dark.
Yeah, it was dark. It was
dark, so it's smelling extra strong. And you want your car. And all I'm thinking about, if I give you this car and you get into an accident, it's because I could have saved your life. So she did the right thing, bro.
Yeah, but I wasn't even drinking. Like I wasn't drinking. I had people
but you know,
in my
she
car
she didn't know if that was your first drink, second drink, third
She
drink.
did the right thing. She wanted to make sure she wanted to save your life. Because you know how many people
I
that
was
probably
mad, man. I had to get back home to work. I had to drive all the way back to Patterson, and then I ended up getting a ticket on top of that for tinted windows.
I get it, but you got to think about it like this. You know how many times she probably see people walk out that casino drunk or halfway drunk, so she thinks she's saving her life.
That's the part that I'm not telling you. She was giving everybody else their car keys. Literally everybody else that was drunk. Like I had this Asian couple while I was talking with the cop. Literally, it involved into an argument. This Asian couple stumbled right on my foot, like right on my Balenciagas. They stumbled right over me. And freaking, she gave them the car keys. I'm like, you really gonna give them the car key and me that I'm sitting here, not drunk or anything like that? You're not gonna give me my car keys? That's crazy.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with the hotel, bro. I'm glad you had a good time at the car show, though, man.
Nah, everything was good, man. Thank you, though.
I'll see you the next one. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. I kind of think she did the right thing. I mean, I don't know. 800
Yeah, I mean, he had an open cup. I could see if he just walked out and whatever, but if you are holding a cup of liquor, that's different.
I agree. Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Monique. How are you, Breakfast Club?
Monique,
Peace, Monique.
Good morning.
Good morning, Angela Yee. And
Good morning.
I want to say congratulations on your new endeavor.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Way up with Angela Yee.
Yes, way up, girl. But I wanted to speak on the twins, what you guys were talking about earlier. I had that happen to a family member. And actually, the twins are teenagers now.
One of my friends told me that he actually introduced me to somebody who's a twin, and the twin has another father. The other twin has another father. He was like, "Hey, you know the person I introduced you to? That's the same situation." So it is not as uncommon.
Yeah, and it was crazy because he just felt like one of the babies he just didn't have that attachment to, and he was so strong about it. They got a blood test, and one of them was not his.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They said a lot of times people don't even get the paternity test. They just rock with it.
Yep. But he said that he was told that you have 72 hours. And if that young lady has, intercourse with someone else within those 72 hours, you can impregnate that same egg.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Well, thank you, Mama. Hello, who's this?
Hi, Denicia again.
Hey, Denicia. Good morning.
How y'all doing?
We good.
Blessed, black, and highly favored.
I know. So I was calling because I wanted to say another poem of mine.
You want to share a poem? Go ahead. What's your poem, Mama?
Okay, it's entitled God.
Okay.
Okay, every day it was the same lies beating me in my head, hurtful situations that made me feel dead, and I got so tired of wanting to be free. So I asked God for a healing in me. I got down on my knees and begged him to come through. My love, my life, God, what can I give you? I would tell him about my sins and everything that made me feel blue, from my money to my kisses, my own lives. It's true. I would tell him about things I'd seen at 5 years old, even to when that man took me that made me so cold. I got so sick of that mess weighing down on my soul, so heavy on my chest, and I was about to give up, but then God called me blessed, and I started seeing things in my imagination, and I say them loud and proud, with no hesitation, calling myself a genius. Still awesome and kind, getting to know Jesus. He was even giving me secrets because he knew I'd speak it. I was thanking him for the joy he gave while he was telling me how I was wonderfully made. He reminded me that I was in there and how he counted every strand of my hair. Everything causing harm only pushed me in his arms and told me that. And when he delivered me from that man, he said I could never go back. He told me to increase my faith, yet my ego still told him not to be too late. He said he cleaned up my spirit, gave me these words because someone had to hear it. My strength, my joy, my lyrics. I'm not even bougie. I just want my dreams, perfect health, wealth, and my own love, or so it seems. I don't want the hate, jealous, and watching my cards. Don't mean mug, and please don't stare too hard, because 9 times out of 10, I'm just talking to God.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. I love it.
That sounds like a Judy Blume book.
Out.
I'm just talking to God.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Y'all have a good day.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way, you?
Yes, and we'll talk about Mystical. He has been indicted by a grand jury in his rape case. We'll tell you what those details are.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Listen up.
This just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Mystical is facing life in prison after being indicted by a grand jury for first-degree rape and more. So they said he could stay behind bars. That's right, for the remainder of his life. He was officially indicted on a charge of first-degree rape, and he faces a mandatory life sentence if he is convicted. He also has been charged with simple criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, battery by strangulation, simple robbery, and false imprisonment stemming from his arrest that happened in July. He also will be charged with possession of heroin, illegal possession of Xanax, possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Now, this is the second time he's been arrested for this, right? A third time?
Third, I think.
Yeah.
Is it the same woman, or is it somebody different, or is each individual, different every time, or do we know or no?
Listen, I don't know who this woman is, but the victim says that she was visiting his home when he beat her and forcibly raped her. She said also during the encounter, he took her phone and car keys and refused to let her leave. Eventually, he did let her go after he used her phone and bank account to send himself $150. So he's now currently being held without bail. Ooh, but he is a lifetime registered sex offender. If you guys recall, back in 23, he was convicted for sexual assault and extortion back then. So now,
back in
mandatory
23?
life. In 2003.
2003. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't feel bad for any rapist. So if he was found guilty and he did it, it is what it is.
All right, now let's talk about Turk. He's on Drink Champs, and people are debating what he was trying to say on the episode. You know what happens? You start drinking, you say things, you might have said it the wrong way.
Oh,
all right, well, listen to this and you tell me.
But, all right, so there was a statement that you made on, you named the outlet earlier, and you was like, yo, I had sex in jail. And then people took that part.
Because they dumb.
Yeah. They took that.
How about an exclusive?
Okay.
Man.
Wait, what?
You heard me. Now, let me tell y'all something about See, I'm not going to get telling y'all who I you feel me? But if you're a real street you already know who I You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of y'all be like, he must have a punk because y'all don't got no status, man. I'm a gangster, man. Man, I shot 2 police. Listen, man. The documentary coming 52 bullets.
Let me guess, the internet is taking Turk literally.
Yes.
Y'all, oh God, y'all do realize Turk is being sarcastic, right?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Like he's playing into the fact that on the internet nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining. He's simply not trying to get himself or anyone who works at that prison jammed up. And if that's what's happening where he was locked up, he doesn't want to mess it up for folks who are still in there. Like, come on, man. Y'all got to be smarter than that.
It was amusing, though.
It's always amusing, but that's why he's playing into it. Like, nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining, so you might as well give them something to talk about because they're going to run with what they want to run with anyway.
Now, in addition to that, he wants to make sure that people know that as everybody else is telling their story, he wants the freedom to be able to do that too.
Me and Wayne caught crabs together.
Oh, shit.
See, a lot of people try to turn a testimony to a messimony, right? There's a lot of youth out there doing the shit that we was doing, so I got to tell them, bro, I understand what y'all going through, but check this out. It ain't just the AIDS out there, you know what I'm saying? You can catch this. Now they got the monkeypox and all this shit. I heard, they got all kinds of shit out there now, you feel me? So I was doing the interview and I say something about it. And they were like, man, you bringing that old stuff up. This is my story.
Right.
The I just heard Baby and Wayne tell a story like Baby say Wayne say on here. Man, Wayne was like, man, all them, I'm better than all of them. So if they could tell their story, I could tell mine.
Y'all like to turn somebody's testimony into a messimony. Dropping the clues bombs for Turk. Lord have mercy. He's right, though. I mean, he's telling his story. I don't know when we got to a place in our society where folks can't, tell the so-called good, so-called bad, and so-called ugly of their stories. That's his story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a weird thing because sometimes people are like, why is this person talking about this? But then on the flip side, if it is your story to tell, then
you're not
you should be able to say.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about your life. Like, we've all had different life experiences. What are books for and documentaries?
But sometimes your life... Yeah, sometimes your life does involve other people,
he didn't have
and
to say
maybe those
Wayne
people
had
don't
STD.
want.
Yeah, he could have just said I had STD,
or he could have said me and someone else that was down with the crew.
You know what I mean?
Well, it wouldn't be that great of a story.
Right, but don't throw me in your STD stuff.
I mean, if you grew up with Lil Wayne's one of the biggest stars in the world, of course you're going to tell that
but
story.
that ain't your story. That's y'all's story.
But then people also didn't like Irv Gotti talking about Ashanti.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
That was unnecessary.
It's all. You're right. No, whatever, man. It's people's story. You tell the things and you deal with the consequences of what you say. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss E. Front page news. What we talking about?
All right. Barack and Michelle Obama returned to the White House for the first time together, jointly, since Obama left office in 2017. And we'll tell you why.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, for everybody out there, the NFL is back. That's right. Tonight, the Rams take on the Bills. You excited about that?
No, because it's not the Cowboys, but I'm excited that the NFL is back, though. We play on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dallas Cowboys, baby.
And tonight, also, the WNBA, the Sky, take on the Sun. Now, what else you got, Yeezy?
All right, well, Barack and Michelle Obama went to the White House for their official portraits. They had the unveiling ceremony that took place in the White House's East Room. Now, President Joe Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and former staffers of the Obama administration were present. The portraits were commissioned by the White House Historical Association. They'll be in that building. And they were painted by artists Robert McCurdy and Sharon Sprung. Here is what Barack Obama had to say.
I want to thank Sharon Sprung for capturing everything I love about Michelle. Her grace, her intelligence, and the fact that she's fine. Her portrait is stunning. And I want to thank Robert McCurdy for taking on a much more difficult subject and doing a fantastic job with mine. He captures every wrinkle on your face, every crease in your shirt. You'll note that he refused to hide any of my gray hairs. Refused my request to make my ears smaller. He also talked me out of wearing a tan suit, by the way.
Let me thank my husband, first of all, for such spicy remarks.
I still loved him so much, man. I wish Barack was still president. I still love him so much. Damn it, man.
Why do you wish he was still president?
Because I like him.
That's all. No policy reasons. No, no policy reasons. Just because you like him.
I like him.
Because he's black.
Yes.
Well, half black. Kanye would say he's half black.
He's black, and I like him.
He's half black and he's half white.
He's black, and I like him.
No policy reasons, though.
He's black, and I like him.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Is that a problem?
All right.
Yes. When it's a president, you got to have some policy. You like him for some policy reasons.
I like him because he's black.
Jesus Christ. That's why I voted for him, but I didn't know no better.
All right,
I didn't know any better.
All right, so if you knew better, would you still vote for him?
Right now, based on all the other options we got, yes. Yes.
All right, now let's go to what happened in Memphis. A tragic event. 4 people were killed and 3 people wounded in a senseless murder rampage that forced residents to actually stay inside of their homes as they were trying to capture Ezekiel Dewan Kelly, 19 years old. He is now in custody after a series of shootings. He actually was on Facebook Live letting people know what he was doing.
I don't wear on camera. I pull up and do this man. I don't do what the say. No faking. No faking. You hear me? This for real. Oh, my mama, Kate, all you think I'm playing? Kate, I'm for sure this real. This so real, man, guy.
What was that?
That was the young man,
that was
I guess,
him
about
on
to
Facebook
to
Live.
shoot somebody, on Facebook Live.
Now, he carjacked a person at a gas station, and he fled in that person's Dodge Challenger. That Challenger was then spotted by police minutes later. There was a high-speed chase, and they did manage to apprehend him without incident. There were 2 weapons found inside of the car. They do not know what that motive is as of now, but the mayor, Jim Strickland of Memphis, is calling it a senseless murder rampage. He also was released from prison less than 6 months ago. He had been charged with attempted first-degree murder, and he pleaded guilty in April of 2021 to a lesser charge. He ended up getting sentenced to 3 years in prison and serving 11 months.
Yeah, it's bad enough that we can't, stop from seeing these things on social media because these people go live with these kind of heinous acts. But I think that it has to be a media blackout after the fact because you can tell by this guy's mugshots and the pictures he was taking after he got arrested that he was doing this just for attention.
Absolutely.
You can hear him when he's talking on the video and he's only doing it for attention. Like, I'm telling you, man, there's this book by Nicholas Carr that came out in 2010 called The Shallows and What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. And boy, oh boy.
Yeah, but we also need to fix the system. If he was, convicted of attempted murder, and he copped out to a smaller police, so he wouldn't have to serve as much time, and only had to serve 11 months, and then came out and started doing this. We have to fix the system.
Well, that's what's messed up though. He's only 19. So how old was when he caught that? So he was a juvenile.
18, yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't a juvenile.
Well,
he was 17.
He was 17.
He was 17.
So he's still considered a juvenile. So, I mean, what do you do in situations like that?
Yeah, we got to figure something out. But if somebody's arrested for attempted murder,
that's why these
attempted murder.
That's why the prison system needs to be a real correctional system. Like it says it's a correctional system, but it's not. They're not correcting anything. They're just throwing these, kids in jail and not offering them any type of rehabilitation services whatsoever.
It's like putting them in the corner for a couple of months and then putting them back out.
That's right. They should be getting mental health services. They should, be getting all types of psychological testing. Give them an opportunity to learn some type of trade so they can come out and have a job.
I know it's difficult, but you also have to check up on these kids once they're released to make sure they're doing the right thing, to make sure they are in those programs, that they are getting.
No, I'm saying they should have those programs when they're in prison, so when they come out, they can have something to do. You can't. You put them in there for 3 years, you make them more of an animal, then just throw them back out in the street. Mm-hmm. And then they do stupid stuff like this. Like, come on, man.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right. Great. Thank you, Miss Yee. What you laughing about?
You sound so down.
I'm so stressed, man.
I know, man. Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
man, you ain't got to tell me, bro.
And it's not like he was aiming at somebody.
You ain't got to tell me, bro.
You
ain't got to tell me.
I
feel your pain.
My son could have been driving to school or football practice.
I know.
The little ones could have been outside in the playground.
I know. It just gives you the.
My wife could have been in, wherever. I could have been walking down the street.
It just gives you a different level of anxiety. I don't even want to hear it because when I see those things on social media, I scroll by them. I don't watch it. I don't want to see it. The headline is enough for me.
Yeah, there was a gentleman early this morning when I came in, and he was sitting there, and I'm looking at him like, if you make a move, and then he asked me for a lighter. But when he asked me for a lighter, I thought,
Lord have mercy. Trust me, I feel your pain, bro.
Give me a hug.
You want? I'll give you.
I'm good.
No. I want the. Don't you do that? Nope.
Stay there.
I want the.
Stay there. No. That's why she's leaving. That's why she's leaving now.
I don't hug her.
No. All right, when we come back, not from the back. Come on.
Big squeeze.
Oh my gosh, that was a horrible scream.
You like that?
Is everything okay?
No.
Are you okay?
Big squeeze.
Yeah.
Do I need to call?
Westside Boogie's going to be joining us when we come
back. I love Westside Boogie. He's got one of my favorite rap albums of the year. It's called More Black Superheroes. And if you've heard the album, then you know why I like it so much. Because that brother talks about therapy and healing and all types of things, right? So we'll talk to Westside Boogie when we come back.
All right. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Make sure to see The Woman King, an epic film starring Viola Davis, inspired by true events of the first ever army of women warriors in a fight to save their kingdom. Trust me, you'll want to see it for yourself. Exclusively in movie theaters, September 16th.
Dang, I got a 14-year-old.
I got a teenager. It's the most irritating age in the world.
Girl or boy?
Yeah, boy.
Oh, see, I got a little girl.
I think girls are worse when they're
Nah, that seems scary. Boys are just irritating because it's like a reflection of myself. So it's like I be wanting to fire him up. And he's taller than me right now, too. So I got to like work out a little bit.
He's taller than you. His mom must be tall.
Nah, I don't know how he ended up taller than me. He just only like this much taller than me right now.
Okay.
But he's still growing.
Exactly.
So.
And he's a basketball player, so.
Now, since you do have a son, let's talk about More Black Superheroes, the album that you have out. So how was the process making this album? I know you had said previously that you went to therapy for like 3
Yeah.
years, and it made it a little difficult to write at certain points.
Yeah, it was tough. Just because the accountability factor that came with therapy. Because I had just got out of a relationship. It was like my first like healthy relationship. I feel like I was with her like 3 years. All my other relationships I feel like was based off trauma bonding. So when I lost her, I was still happy because I was like, oh, I'm finna make a fire album because like I can make a heartbreak album. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm in therapy and my therapist making me address stuff and make me hold myself accountable. So I feel like I couldn't approach music the same.
Now, when you talk about your previous relationships before that, what do you mean by trauma bonding? Like, what was
like? Just my baby mama. I think we were just two hurt people that just was fighting just so we can make up. The making up part was the best part for me.
Trauma bonding is so real, and we have trauma bonds not even just with the opposite sex. Growing up in the hood, and you start hustling, or you in a gang or whatever. Sometimes a lot of that is trauma bonding too. You're all bonding over the wrong.
Trauma bond with the homies. I do that. That's crazy. I never thought about that till right now.
Let's smoke some weed and go do a drive-by.
You right.
They bring us closer
That's
together.
really the most trauma bonding. I guess is with my homies. So yeah.
On LOLSMH2, man, you say one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in reference to folks trying to heal. Well, you don't say it, but the woman on the song says it. She says, "There ain't no way you still a bitch nigga and you be in therapy."
Yo, I was just thinking about that yesterday. How like when I mess up now, I feel like it's heavier to the people around me because they just expect me to be perfect because I've been bragging about therapy. They like, oh, your therapy not working for him, and I'm just like, growing is a forever thing, and
that's right.
And that's the frustrating part because sometimes my growing gets stagnant, sometimes I take leaps forward, sometimes I backslide, and that's all the process of it. At least I just think therapy just made me more aware of it. She gave me the tools, my therapist gave me the tools, but it's still a once a week thing. I can't afford therapy every day, so you know what I'm saying?
I go once a week too, and that's the beauty of therapy as well, right? It teaches you don't have to be perfect.
Exactly.
What made you decide to go?
I was crying over my ex. Also, shout out to my management company, Love Renaissance. Summer first got therapy. They got therapy for her as like a
Summer
label.
Walker? Okay.
That's what my label mate or whatever. She got therapy first because she was going through a lot with the media. You know what I'm saying? So my management got her a therapist, and they thought it'd be a good idea if they got all the artist therapists. So
what's the name of that label?
Love Renaissance.
Everybody need to sign to Love Renaissance.
Yes, they got all the artist therapy. Even they have therapy, and we do group therapy. They do group therapy as like the label heads. So they're amazing. Shout out to
Everybody need to sign to Love Renaissance.
Were you resistant to it at first?
Duh, yeah. You know, in the nigga world, can I say nigga right now?
Yes.
in the nigga world, it's looked at as crazy. Like that's the stigma around it. Like, what do I need to go talk to somebody I don't know for? And when I could just talk to the homies or go smoke or do something like that. So
more trauma bonding.
Exactly. And even some days, I still lie to my therapist some days. You know what I'm saying? Some days I'll be like, I'm busy today because growing sometimes is uncomfortable, but I know that's where the growth comes. But
what was your first session like?
She tried to just pull up on me in the studio, like, you know, just sit around and be a homie, which I appreciate, but I still like saw through it. I knew what she was doing. So it was a lot of resistance at first. I don't think we got a breakthrough till like maybe after the first 3 months.
Now, what happened in that last relationship that had you so upset? Why did you guys break up?
I don't think I was a great boyfriend at the time. I don't like bragging about the zodiac stuff, but I'm a Virgo, and they say we expect perfection out of everybody.
So your birthday just passed?
Or yeah, it was like a couple days ago. I just had a party 2 nights ago.
Virgo men are some lying ass.
I was being a thought. You think so?
Sometimes, bro.
And we manipulative. It's like it is crazy because we feel like we're so smart and we try to use it to manipulate people.
That is exactly it.
I think with my last relationship,
what sign was she?
Taurus.
Okay.
Hard-headed.
Yeah, exactly. She's an artist as well, though, and I think my career got so consuming for her, and she started to resent me and feel like she couldn't be the artist she wanted to be. And yeah, so I think we had an argument over the trash, and she was like, "We're breaking up." And I was like, "Oh, she been checked out. She been wanted to get away." You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. She dated one of the homies now, and it's irritating, but
wow,
tough seeing that around the city.
But that's still your homie though?
No, I ain't talked to him. He act like I did something wrong to him, but.
Damn.
That's how life
And you
goes.
got all these thoughts in your head. They probably been messing around.
No, exactly, and that's the tough part. But
oh my gosh, that's awful.
Except you're not making this better.
I'm sorry.
Accepting what's not in my control is the stuff I'm learning to deal with, because that's always hard. I feel like I always got to control the situation. So
what accountability did you take? Because I know you said it's about accountability too.
Just not speaking up on stuff I wanted. Just like, instead of me just holding so much stuff in and like putting so much pressure on her, I could have just spoke on it. We could have got through it. And I think supporting her more, I was making it seem like just because I was paying for stuff, I was being a great boyfriend. And I know it was more than that. I needed to support her and the stuff she cared about and really pay attention to the details. And I don't think I was doing that.
You talked about your first breakthrough in therapy, right? Do you feel like sharing what that was? I'll tell you if you tell me.
Lately, I realized I got a lot of frustration towards my mom just because I feel like she never gave me a space to be emotional.
Your mom? Wow, I hear that with dads a lot.
I feel like, my dad wasn't around. I think my mama just raised me to be tough because she didn't want me to go out in the world and get punked. You know what I'm saying? Which I get. But I think it should have been a balance because now when I get older and somebody tell me they love me or want to have emotional conversations, I shut down. It's like weird to me. I don't like when people get too touchy-feely. I don't like when people give me compliments. It all make me glitch out. And I spoke about it in an interview before I talked to my mom about it, and then she saw it and you know, she got frustrated, but I'm still glad I did it because then we had the conversation about it after. But that breakthrough happened. Me understanding like, oh, I moved these ways in these relationships because of this relationship in my past with my mom. So
what did she say? Did that change things for you guys?
She said sorry, and that we're gonna work on it, but it's still hard. My brain's so conditioned now, and I'm still trying to work on that. Like I said, I'm aware of it, but that don't necessarily mean the change gonna happen immediately. So
yeah, my first breakthrough was realizing that I had daddy issues. You know what I mean? And you addressed that on Anthony, on in Wars in the Periphery. How difficult was it to confront that topic?
Oh man, that one is tough because I've been saying it don't bother me forever. I've been like, my daddy ain't been in my life. I got this far without him. I don't need him. But then I'm like, oh, it's really affecting me. Like my abandonment issues and everything behind it. It's like I got to have a conversation with my dad now. I got to figure out how to let this hate go that I didn't even know I had. Like this unaddressed trauma is so irritating. So
what was easier, writing that song or actually? I mean, I guess you never had the convo with your pops.
I still ain't talked to my dad.
Yeah.
So writing the song was easier. In the past years, I've reached out. I'd be like saying, yo, but then when he say, all right, can you call me? I just shut down and we don't end up having a conversation because it's just like, I can never see myself walking out of my son's life. And I know that's why I overcompensate now with my kid and I irritate him. I'll be hugging on him, loving him so much because my daddy never gave me none of that. And I just don't understand. It never makes sense to me. He blamed my mama and say like, your mama made it hard. I tried to come around, but it's just like, my baby mama could not stop me from seeing my kid.
Yeah, I will say, you know, a lot of the hate that I started to have for my dad after therapy, once I had a conversation with him and realized he was just a man dealing with his own like he went to therapy 2 or 3 times a week. He was on 10 to 12 different medications. He tried to commit suicide. When I heard that, it humanized it in a real way for me. So I started giving him grace.
You're right.
A lot of grace.
That's what my therapist was saying about my mom when I was explaining my frustrations about her. And she was like, you don't understand how hard it is to be a single black mom. Like, because I was mad. Like, I feel like my mama didn't chase her dreams. And, like, she taught me how to settle. But then my therapist was like, that's a win right there. Her being able to raise you. And you need to look at how great that was. And I downplayed that. And like my mom is a survivor. She's strong as hell. So yeah.
And sometimes you have to think you wouldn't even be who you are or where you are if it wasn't for how you were raised and the way that things happen.
Yeah, that's true. I honestly am still scared to hill all the way because as a rapper, I think you look weak. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could thrive as a rapper being healed all the way, and I'm scared of that. And I'm not saying I'm right, but it's just like, you know, the world glorify ignorance, and it's just like I'm scared to just become the positive. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Look how the world started demonizing Chance.
Yeah, we had that conversation last time Chance was here. I'm like, damn, a man can't love his wife? Like, they hating on Chance because he actually loves his wife?
So in the meantime, Big Sue, Bompton Paru. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we got more with Westside Boogie. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Westside Boogie. Yee.
Now, you were being a thought for your birthday. What is being a thought to you?
I thought I could be Bill Bellamy, like how to be a player, and like invite all my shorties to one place.
Gosh, nope.
And it just did not work out. And I thought I was being so clean. It's not like I was hugging up on anybody, but I guess girls just could read through stuff.
Yeah, especially if they think they're dating you and you get invited. You think you the one. Like, he invited me to his birthday party, so it's special.
And that's the thing. Even though I'll be honest with these girls, I think if I still move a certain way, I still think I'm the bad person. Because I be telling them I'm not ready to be in a relationship. But me knowing that they not really understanding what I'm saying and still choosing to move forward with them, I'm still in the wrong. So I invited all them there, and then the next day I got text like, you too old to be moving like this. Like,
they right.
Back to the therapy stuff. Like, therapy's not doing nothing for you. You look lame. I'm losing all respect for you.
There ain't no way you still a bitch ass nigga and you in therapy.
Guy. We get it.
Well, being that this is your first time here and we haven't had a chance to speak to you before, let's talk a little bit about your journey. And even, like, I know you signed to Interscope, and then how did you and Eminem link up?
All right, so yeah, I started singing off in church. I'm just fast forward. I was singing in church in Compton. Realized.
Hold on, man. I don't know why that. You were singing in church in Compton?
I gotta talk about 30 years of life. You know what I'm saying? My mama sent me to this church in Compton. I was getting in trouble. She sent me with her homegirl to go to church. She didn't want to come with me.
You know, call it the buyer instead of the choir?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny as hell. If a did that, I'd be so mad. But yeah, I was doing gospel raps at first. Then it was these little kids I was going to the church who was gang members already, and I thought they was the coolest in the world. So I became a follower. Just started following them after church. Gospel raps wasn't a thing no more. Started doing regular raps. Just started rapping around the city. Got my baby mama pregnant at 19. Went to Long Beach City College. Finessed them for a loan. Bought studio equipment. Was recording in my mama room for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. This white man hit me on Twitter. In the hood, we think any white person hit us, we made it. Well, that's what I thought at the time. He became my manager at the time. He came from an EDM background. He was working with like Skrillex. Mm-hmm. Interscope ended up calling me.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know you're going through it really quickly.
But I dropped a song called Oh My. Interscope ended up calling me. I leveraged them like, you're supposed to do all the labels. But I was going to end up going back to Interscope anyway, signed with them. Then they put me on the shelf because my manager at the time, me and him had hit a ceiling, and they just was ignoring my manager. It was so scandalous. But then LVRN came around. They had got an imprint at Interscope, and my A&R at the time was like, hey, man, I got this company I think you should work with. They black, and I think y'all could vibe together. At the same time, like 2 weeks before that, he had called me and say, hey, man, I don't know how Paul Rosenberg found your music, but he with you and he want to fly you to Detroit. So at the same time, I got new management and Eminem took over my contract and like out of nowhere. It's not like, I don't know how he found me, for real. They said the Rihanna post maybe was a thing because Rihanna did post me like one of them years.
So what did Eminem say when you got there?
What's crazy, he don't really talk a lot. I think we both deal with social anxiety. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say that, but what was dope, he told me the songs he liked was like my album cuts, and he was explaining me those lyrics, and that's what made me trust his judgment, because he wasn't just talking to me about the viral song. So we had that conversation. I went home, and then he just gave me the freedom to create. So that's why I appreciate him, because he gave me advice when I need it, but he don't like overstep my creative process.
There's a lot you just talked about that I'm lying. There's only one thing I want to unpack because it's so fantastic. Most people become gang in the street. You became gang in the church.
Yeah, exactly. It's the crazy thing.
That plan backfired.
How do you become gang in the church? Because I'm sitting there thinking, if the gang members were coming to church, they clearly were searching for something else.
No, we wasn't. We was going because all our parents made us go.
You had to.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing in LA. Gangs and churches tied so like close together. Like we all was at church growing up. Every hood had a church they went to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, being a little.
So you was
follower,
looking forward to church.
Loved it. I was really only going for the girls, and then see the homies from the hood.
So when you got jumped in, did you like ask for God? Like, oh God, this hurts.
I ain't even gonna lie. It was one of them things where I just was over there since I was 13, and they just like accepted me. I probably fought my cousin like once. He was like, "Oh, are you from the hood now?" Then jump me. I didn't have to deal with that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's people from my neighborhood who had to like grow, who actually was born there and had no choice but to be from there. I walked my happy ass over there and I didn't have to. And that's like a message I be telling my kid. I went through my kid's phone one time and he was saying "cuz" to his friends, and that broke my heart, because like I had never prepared him for that type of conversation before that. I just tried to hide the reason I started gangbanging, forgetting that I'm a rapper. He's still gonna see me throwing on my hood in these songs, and I should have been had this conversation with him, because like he ain't went through no struggle. He don't have no reason to gangbang, but that's just because the world found him before I had the conversation with him. And you know, it's tempting in LA. Everybody wants to gangbang in LA because it look cool. You know what I'm saying? So that conversation broke my heart. Especially he want to be a Crip and I'm a whole blood. You know what I'm saying? So
he said especially because of
like,
that.
Boy,
does your son realize how famous you are?
Yeah, but he still treat me like the corny dad. His friends treat me more famous than he do. I don't know if he just trying to hide it and not make me feel cool, but I'm just dad to him. You know what I'm saying? But every time we go somewhere, people taking pictures and he get irritated, and so there's that. But now he a little TikTok famous kid, so we go out and he got a little TikTok people saying, "Oh, that's DJ from TikTok," and I think that's weird because his TikTok is him doing little freaky faces, like singing videos. You know, these little light skin faces kids be doing. So,
what's your relationship like with Kendrick? You know, have y'all? Cause you know, I'm thinking like y'all from the same place with these last albums, Mr. Morales and the Big Stepper and Black Superhero, y'all kind of on the same wavelength.
That had me mad at first. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I'm like, damn, this nigga, he bigger than me. He done took my message. But also, I want to say, if I really care about the message, like I spoke on with the homies, if I really care about the message, I should appreciate Kendrick getting it out there. Because if not, if I'm just trying to hold it as my message, then I don't really care. But for one, that's my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
He from my neighborhood. And I just appreciate the doors he opened just by being himself. I never expect Kendrick to do nothing for me. He done gave me opportunities because just letting me come around and to see certain stuff, being in the studio with him. So yeah, shout out to
y'all do have a relationship.
Yeah, he's not like my best friend.
Yeah.
He's just like somebody from my neighborhood who's accessible to everybody from my neighborhood.
And you wrote on his last album, didn't you write for Summer Walker when she?
But that's gang stuff. I don't even think he knew till after. That's just because, you know what I'm saying, LVRN gave me that play. Summer, my dog. So
when they came to you and were like, "Hey, we need you to write a verse for Kendrick's album, but it's for Summer,"
I was like,
"You're like, a word? Okay,
Nah.
I thought you'd been like, what?
Nah,
I mean, you're happy to do it, but damn, you might want to be on that album."
No, 100%. I want to be on the album. I was just grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah. Do you thank God often?
Dang, not as much as I should. I haven't learned how to be present for real. I'll be so focused on where I want to be and where I got to get to, where I feel like I'm supposed to be. It'd be hard, and sometimes I feel like I only talk to God when I'm going through stuff, and I need to get better at talking to him in my good times.
Yeah, you got to just say it randomly, like right now. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus Bryce.
But I'm also, sometimes I be in spiritual limbo because like church messed me up as far as the politics behind it, and as far as like it didn't feel like a spiritual place no more. And then I don't know if I want to be Christian or Muslim. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. I need to do my research, but right now I am in spiritual limbo. I believe in a higher power. I think
you're in religious limbo, not spiritual.
There it is. That's the right term. Religious limbo, because my spirit I'm in tune.
Do you go to church at all still?
No, I don't go to church no more.
Okay.
Can you call it church? Can you say birch? I'm just trying to, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep you focused.
I'm not
here.
the homie. It was funny about me. I don't like code switch till I get around the homies from the hood. Then I start replacing all the letters. I turn into super blood. But when I be out, I don't do that. I don't know how they do it so good. They can replace any letter or like off top.
And some of it is blasphemous. Like you cannot say Jesus Bryce.
The homies will though.
No.
The homies
Do you think
will.
so?
Yeah. They wild.
All right, we got more with Westside Boogie. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Westside Boogie. Yee.
On the song Stuck, you talk about how much you do love your hood and going back. But sometimes people will tell you it's hard because people are jealous. Things could be dangerous when you go back. What's that balance like for you?
I deal with survivor's guilt all the time. I go to my neighborhood when I don't even have to. And then I force myself into stuff I don't have to, like conversations I shouldn't have no part dealing with. And that's just because sometimes I feel like I'm reaping the benefits of gangbanging when I don't have to deal with the cons of it. I could go home while they got to still live in the hood when I know the industry like, oh, he a blood. Let's give him more streams. That's how I feel. I know sometimes when I put on the red bandana, I get more clicks. And so that make me feel guilty because like, yeah, I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
When you talk about gangbanging, isn't gangbanging just one aspect of being in a gang though? Like you could be in a gang and never have bang, right?
I'm just a gang member. I don't consider myself a gangbanger because I'm not the one in my hood that's, on that time. I go over there and I'm like either the rapper or I'm trying to tell the homies different stuff about why they don't got to do this. So I never tried to, I like fight somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing to catch a fade, but yeah, it is different aspects of it. We got homies like we just look at for advice, like the older homies, but we got homies who go take that trip, who will get in that car and go do what they got to do. So it is different levels of it, but it still all fall under the same umbrella.
What about vacations? Do you go on vacation?
I've never been on a vacation ever.
Ever?
Nope. I went to my manager's birthday last year to DR, but I ended up stopping arguments between Drum and other people, but I said Drum name. I'm so funny. Shout out my boy Drum.
He's on the album too.
Yeah, that's my boy Shelly Shell. That's my brother.
Why you call him Shelly Shell?
His name's Shelly now. He changed the name to Shelly.
Oh,
it's
I didn't
not
know
Drum
that.
no more.
Oh, wow.
It's Shelly FKA Drum.
It still says Drum on your album?
It says Shelly FKA Drum.
No, it did not on title. It said just featuring Drum.
Shelly, man.
Let me look.
10 push-ups.
10 push-ups.
Let me see.
Now,
So are you planning
look
to do
right
it?
there. Westside Boogie Drum.
They did that?
Oh, y'all
That's
messed
right.
up.
What's up? Let me get the
Looks like
10. Let me get
another
that
argument.
10, King.
You gotta go.
Let me get that 10, King.
Why his name don't say Shelly?
Let me get that 10, King.
Interscope.
1, 2,
Straighten that back up.
3. You doing them right.
Okay.
4, 5,
I'm so mad at
6,
myself.
Spread your fingers.
7,
Oh my.
8, 9, 10. All right, good money, good money, good money, good money. Nice.
Got me so mad.
And you high too? You just blew your high.
You're out of breath.
I literally hate losing that stuff.
So listen, what about a vacation though? I think maybe it's time for that. And you could take your son.
He gonna piss me off in the first couple of days. He could stay home. I need a vacation from him too, for real.
But you should.
But I ain't got no joint I want to bring right now.
You never went on vacation with your ex?
Nah, that's probably another reason she was off.
Sure.
You probably flew her out real quick.
For Hawaii, right there.
I know, man. I be touring. I'm a like starving artist, bro. I'm trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like I don't got the luxury, even though I could afford a vacation.
You could probably get a free vacation too.
On me, just finesse it.
No, yeah, you definitely could. They'd be like, look, we just need you to do a post.
Yeah, I just started figuring out I could do that in LA. It was a bowling alley, and I used my name, and they let me in. I was like, oh, shit, I could finesse my name.
You definitely could get a resort to comp that, and they just, you know.
All right, set it up.
And we definitely could set that up.
What made you want to put Soulja Boy on Can't Even Lie? Because you got Soulja actually rapping.
I was trying to be funny at first in the studio with the homies. I was like, yo, this give me Soulja Boy energy. I was just with my producers, and I text my manager, like, the idea. I'm like, I know this sounds crazy, but what if? Then he told me Soulja Boy price, and we paid. We got the verse.
Wow.
Fast. You give that boy that bread, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Money talk. Shout out to Big Soulja because he gave me a good verse, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah, he's rapping. You got him like actually rapping.
Shout out to Big Soulja. Bompton Soulja Boy. All right.
Oh, y'all claim him. He is Bompton.
Hey, man. It's whatever he say.
Did any of the girls stop talking to you from your birthday party the other night?
Yeah, I just tried to say hi to all of them the next day, and it's over. My roster's done for.
You gotta start all over.
You saying roster right now is gonna even make it more worse.
How many you had, bro?
Nah, it wasn't like that.
Because the hard part is, right, people try to wait it out to see to the end, like who's leaving with him.
I know, and that's what's the crazy part, because girls start hanging around.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I got home that night, right? So I was like, I'm gonna be smart and just not go home with none of these bitches. You know what I'm saying? And then,
bitches.
I'm so sorry. See?
Wow. Perfect balance. Scratching this righteousness.
I apologize, because that wasn't cool at all.
You're a work in progress.
But these women, and I got home, and one of them was sitting in my room at 4 a.m. waiting to catch me up with another girl. And I, like, one of the most scariest things. And I was like, you can't play with these people's feelings. Like,
how did she get in your room?
I left my door unlocked like an idiot. She knew that, and she was in my room waiting for me. There was like 7 girls there. But none of them is my girlfriend, so I don't know why they was acting like that.
What's the name of your team? Do you have a name? Like the Westside Boogiers or something?
No, man, I'm not proud of this, actually.
Did she stay after that?
No, she had to go home. She told me I was being disrespectful. She was just like, why would you invite me if you're going to have these other girls there, blah, blah, this. And I said, I actually didn't invite you. My assistant invited you.
Wow.
I didn't know you was coming. And I also felt like I didn't hug on none of them at the party. I stayed around the homies. So it was just her intuition, because some other dude texted me after the party, some singer. He was like, I just want to let you know you a pimp. And I'm just like, how? I didn't talk to none of them girls while I was up there. So.
Meanwhile, all the girls texting you, it ain't no way you still a bitch nigga and you being Terry.
See, man.
Where's the merch?
That was a bad idea.
I know. I'm even going to make some merch saying that. that was a bad idea.
It was, because if you invite a girl or your assistant does, they think that they're the one that's coming. That's why they got invited. Like, oh, okay.
Know, but
if you want to be on Fear Factor, just say that, bro.
But if we never had no conversation before that about us being in a relationship,
right? Just come
about
have a
us
good
being
time.
Exclusive. Like, you can't put that on me. Then I got to deal with the guilt after because of your expectations. That's crazy to me.
So you wouldn't have been mad if they would have talked to somebody else at the party since you guys.
Dang, I would have been pissed.
Because it works both ways.
Because I actually did that drunk. I remember saying one of the things to one of the girls, like, you better not do no dumb here. Yeah, I was being toxic. Now I think about it.
Now I'm starting to realize that line was probably based on a true story. A woman actually told you that.
No, all this stuff is real. That came from a real thing. That definitely came from a real woman that said that. Not her specifically, but a real experience.
And there's no judgment for you now when you date, right? Like you said, you don't want to have to pass judgment on these women based off their past or things that they've done.
Yeah, I don't judge. I just can't talk to women who dated my peers. Like, you know what I'm saying? You dated Jid or like Smino. I got to see all the time. I'm cool.
You can't wife her.
But what's dated? Like, what if they just...
If the homies hit, I'm cool.
Okay.
Do you ask those questions? Do you ask her or do you ask the homies? What if they didn't hit?
What if they just had conversations?
No, I ask the homies. I'd be like, have you dated any rappers? That's my question.
What if they just had FaceTime conversations but never more than that?
FaceTime conversation, I'm not sure about FaceTime conversation, but if somebody smacked or like, you know what I'm saying, or you gave me or...
What if he just gave her?
That's funny. That's cool. I ain't got no problem. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that.
I don't know. That's kind of wild, bro. Your homie be like, yo, you know I your girl out.
You're right.
And passing you the blunt.
That is kind of crazy, actually. Yeah, any type of sexual like thing, I'm cool.
Oh man, listen, More Black Superheroes is out right now.
Sir.
Westside Boogie, support this project. I love what you're doing, brother.
Appreciate y'all having me for real.
You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that you are on your healing journey and you're expressing it through your music.
You see how far away I am on my healing journey?
No, you're not. You're right where you need to be.
You're a real human being.
Thank you for coming,
Appreciate
brother.
y'all having me for real, for real.
Yes, sir. It's the Breakfast Club.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, Jay-Z and Jack Dorsey's Bitcoin Academy started in June as a 12-week educational initiative. It was free and available exclusively to residents of Marcy houses. That's where Jay-Z grew up in Brooklyn. And so at the end of the program on Wednesday night, the residents who enrolled as students got a grant and were each airdropped around $1,000 in Bitcoin through Cash App, Mun Wallet, or other wallets that was funded by Jay-Z and Jack Dorsey. Now, one of the instructors, who, by the way, was on the Breakfast Club, Lamar Wilson, who's the founder of the Black Bitcoin Billionaires, he's one of the instructors that taught there. You guys know Lamar Wilson because he was on the show talking about Bitcoin and the work that he's been doing for a really long time. So basically, they said they wanted to make sure that people weren't pressured into buying or selling Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, but to have the program as a purely fun educational journey. And so that way you feel a lot more knowledgeable and educated. And so they said it feels like we're at a family dinner and like that cousin that discovered Bitcoin is telling everybody else about it. Now, for Lamar Wilson, who was an instructor in the academy, he said the program represented a continuation of what he's been working at since 2013, providing contemporary financial education and inclusion to disadvantaged communities. So shout out to him.
Okay. That's dope.
I know we always have a lot of questions about Bitcoin and everything, but Lamar Wilson to me is like one of the experts in that, somebody who's been doing that for like 10 years. And you can check him out on Wealth Wednesday as well. Now, Aries Spears is talking about this molestation lawsuit that he and Tiffany Haddish are facing. He couldn't say too much, but for his podcast, Spears and Steinberg, here's what he did have to say.
This is an extortion case. You know, I'm going to echo her words. We won't be shaken down. And believe me, it's bothering me not to talk about the skit because Annie and I have been talking about it. And there's some very valid things I feel like I have to say or want to say, but just can't at this time. And I'm no coward. I'm not running from anything and I'm not guilty of anything. It's the reason why I won't turn my mentions off on my Instagram. You know, I'm not deleting any of my old posts. You know, my character's being assassinated. This person has a history of these false accusations. And what's killing me is, you know, all the people hit me up. At no point there's a little bit of, you know, common sense or red flags or any, you just, whatever, man. People are just running with this. And it didn't help with the Lizzo thing. So I'm having a bad week.
All right. In all fairness, you brought that Lizzo thing upon yourself.
That is true.
He sure did.
You doubled down on it and tripled down on it. So, yes, you're having a bad week.
But Lizzo don't have nothing to do with this situation, though. I see the internet saying that, but Lizzo don't have nothing to do with this situation. Like they making it seem like,
it up.
Yeah, I know, but they just making it seem like there's like the Lizzo pressed the button.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that
I think for Aries Spears in particular, he was already in the spotlight for that, and then this piled on top of that just made everybody coming at him.
Worst week ever for him.
Yeah, his own fault though for the Lizzo part. He just started weighing in on things and then saying really rude, nasty things about Lizzo.
I mean, and for the sketch, but I mean, I keep telling y'all over and over, at some point, the whole industry is going to have to address old content because the whole industry is complicit. Like, this whole entertainment industry really just started to change over the past 4 or 5 years. Anybody who says otherwise is a damn liar and a hypocrite. We all complicit. So don't wait until it's your fave or somebody you like to say something about it, because I promise you, this whole business is a circular firing squad, and it's Tiffany and Aries today, could be you or somebody you love tomorrow.
Well, people do take accountability, though. As Tiffany Haddish said, it was in poor taste.
That's right.
And she does regret it. And so that's important, too, to not just brush it under the rug and say this is what people did, but say this was in poor taste. And now I see this and I wish I would have never done it.
Yeah, but what's next? She said it's in poor taste. She apologized. She said it was dumb. It was stupid. It was something that was done in, 2003 or 2004? Something
it was like 2013.
2013, which was 9 years ago?
Yeah, but that's all
I'm
you
not
can
gonna
do.
lie, though. I don't know who didn't feel like that was disturbing, even then. I mean, a child, that was definitely disturbing.
I'm with you, but you can say that about a lot of content. A lot.
All right,
a
well,
lot
we're
of
saying
it.
in particular, we can say that about this because this is what people are talking about right now.
Yeah, but what's
she
next?
has said it was in poor taste and she regrets it.
But what's
So-
next? You know what I mean? Because, like you said, every program, TV shows, movies, is the stuff that's been in poor taste 9-10 years ago.
That's right.
People apologize. They said it was in poor taste, and then they continue to move on and evolve, right?
And it's
I mean, I haven't seen this with kids and pedophilia as a joke.
Oh, I definitely have seen that.
If
And
you
I'm
wanna talk about movies-
nope, I'm not calling nobody out. You know why? Because if you want to cancel somebody, go do your own homework. But
I'm not saying that's a common thing though that everybody was doing.
It's not common, but like
No.
I mean, you
it
look
was
at-
pretty common,
Like,
guys.
look at the movie Nerds, or what was the other movie we were talking about the other day?
Birth with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, with Nicole Kidman.
When
She-
the little
never
boy,
saw that.
yeah, the little boy, she thought her husband was reincarnated as a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, she was messing with the 10-year-old boy. Or Nerd, where he act like he was somebody else, and that's considered rape.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So we've seen this before.
we've seen this. Yes, to act like, and it's not just the talent either. That's the problem. It's the producers, it's the directors, it's the writers, it's the networks, it's the
foul.
production companies. Like, there's so many checks and balances that people just let slide in our era. Don't even sit here and act like it wasn't happening, because it was.
Well, Tiffany's response, I think, was appropriate.
I
She
agree.
regrets it. It was wrong, and not to make excuses or everyone was doing it, but there.
I agree. I'm just telling you that this
All
is
right,
a
well-
circular firing squad.
That is your rumor reports.
All right. Well, who you give me a donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, since we're talking about systems, let's talk about the system that some say failed Ezekiel Kelly, but I say it was designed that way. We'll talk about it 4 after the hour.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday? With DraftKings Sportsbook same-game parlays, you can pocket more cash when you combine multiple bets from one game. Download the app, sign up with code ENVY, that's ENVY, and get a special offer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Don't be out here acting like a donkey.
Hee-haw, bitch. Hee-haw.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I'm a big boy. I can take it. If he feel I deserve it, ain't no big deal.
I know Charlamagne guy gonna have some funny shit out his mouth.
If you gotta say something you may not agree with, doesn't mean I'm mean.
Who's getting that donkey?
That donkey. That don't.
Donkey of the day right there.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You can call me the donkey of the day, but I mean no harm.
Donkey of the day for Thursday, September 8th goes to a 19-year-old man named Ezekiel Dewan Kelly. I don't know what's going on in the world anymore, people. My grandma used to always say, I'd never seen a time like this. That's how I feel now at 44 years old. I'd never seen a time like this. But I do know none of this is going to end well. Okay? See, Ezekiel is in police custody in Memphis this morning after allegedly killing at least 4 people and injuring 3 others. The fact that we still have to say allegedly in situations like this lets me know how much we are not really evolving as a people on any level. See, when you go on a shooting rampage on a live screen for the world to see and folks witness it, like actually witness what you did, ain't no allegedly about it. Let's go to ABC News for the report, please.
This morning, a suspect in custody after a deadly shooting spree in Memphis, Tennessee. 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly is accused of driving around the city, shooting and killing 4 people, wounding 3 others, all while streaming the violence on Facebook Live. In a Facebook video that's now been removed, the suspect was reportedly seen walking into an auto parts store and opening fire. Police saying the spree lasted more than 2 hours, spanning 8 different crime scenes. Police say Kelly later stole a car at gunpoint, officers eventually locating the vehicle, leading to a high-speed pursuit where Kelly was eventually arrested. But the massive manhunt paralyzing Memphis into the evening. Residents urged to stay home, the city in shock.
This is no way for us to live, and it is not acceptable.
There's a great book that came out in 2010 by Nicholas Carr. I just recently read it. It's called The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. And by the time we figure out what the internet is doing and has done to our brains, it will be too late because I think we're too far gone. Number one, this kid was 19, so you're just dealing with youth. Okay, that's number one. Do you know the stupid things that I was doing and getting into when I was 19? Think about what type of knucklehead things you were doing when you were 19. Then you factor in whatever socioeconomic status he came from and what he's been around his whole life. Those brothers that come from nothing usually feel like they are nothing. And a 19-year-old who feels like he has nothing also feels like he has nothing to lose. And that leads us to situations like this. And let's not factor in drug use and mental health issues and the devil damn internet. Okay, the internet is the only place a human like Ezekiel Kelly can feel seen. I'm telling you, these brothers have no sense of worthiness, no love for themselves. So you think they could ever have love for you? That's why they can just pull out a gun and kill you like this, because hurt people hurt people. Now, earlier, Envy, you said they need to fix the system.
Correct.
I would say that the system isn't broken. Okay. Matter of fact, I would say that some people would say the system failed Ezekiel Kelly. I would say it didn't fail him at all. I don't think fail is the right term, because the system didn't fail Ezekiel Kelly. It was designed to currently keep Kelly exactly where he is. Okay, see, Ezekiel is only 19, but when he was 17, he faced 4 felony charges, including 2 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of reckless endangerment, and 1 count of possession of a firearm. Okay, this was 2020. He was 17 years old. He pled guilty to a lesser charge of aggravated assault, was sentenced to 3 years, and did 11 months of that 3 years. I would like to know, what did the prison system do for him those 11 months he was in there? We know the answer to that. Not a damn thing. Okay, we call these prisons correctional facilities, but what are they actually correcting? This young man should have received in prison what he clearly wasn't receiving on the outside, and that's simply opportunity. Okay, what do the mental health services look like in prison? All right, this man should have been seeing a psychiatrist all the time. Get him some counseling. Get him a spiritual leader in prison. Let him learn a trade in prison. Okay, receive some type of certification in prison so when he comes home, he can get a job and provide for himself. Okay, it makes 0 sense to have a young man at 17 in prison for all these violent crimes and let him out after 11 months with absolutely no rehabilitation at all. Prison just makes you more of a savage, okay? You're just trying to survive at 17 in prison. You become more of a monster, and this system knows that. They know that if they put this young man right back in the street with absolutely nothing, no skill set, no new mindset, he never had no home training to begin with, his chances of coming back for an even longer stay are very, very high. And they love that. You know why they love that? Because we all know that incarceration is big business and the bodies of prisoners are commodities. Okay? Prison is supposed to be about rehabilitation, but the system isn't going to do that for you. Most of the brothers and sisters I know who rehabilitated in prison, they did that on their own. Okay, they did that by tearing up the library, reading every book in there. All right, they did that by turning to God. They did that by writing. They made the choice to use their time wisely. There is absolutely nothing in the prison system that is going to help someone like Ezekiel. Okay, and when you put someone like him back on the street, then he has a platform to be seen and heard by a mass majority of people for once in his life. Oh my God. You think he's not going to project that pain and hurt all over said platform? And this is why so much debauchery goes digital. And I don't have any answers. Okay, the reason I don't have any answers is because I know this system is designed to do exactly what it's doing. And we are too far gone. We've gone too far to turn back now. Things are only going to get worse. So if you know what I know, you better let go and let God. Because I don't have any other bright ideas. Okay? Okay. Please let Remy Ma give Ezekiel Kelly the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
I don't have any ideas. Don't know what to do.
All right.
Do you?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. All right. Well, up next is Ask E. Thank you for that donkey today. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Yee now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Advice? Need personal advice? Just need real advice. Call up now for Ask Yee.
Keep it real.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, it's Damien from Toronto, Ontario.
What up, Damien?
I thought it was Toronto, not Toronto.
Toronto, Ontario. Yes, sir.
All right, they've been telling me the wrong time.
Toronto.
I thought it was Toronto, no T, but.
Toronto, Ontario.
All right, my bad. Well, what's your question for Yee?
Blessing. Listen, man, I got a beef. I gotta ask Yee a question for you.
Okay.
So I've been married to my wife for 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together for 25 years.
Okay.
She took 17 grand out of my account to give to her brother.
Ooh.
Without letting me know.
Ooh.
Is it a joint account or your account?
It's a joint account.
All right, so she took $17K from our account.
Correct.
Is what you should say. No,
our account, but she didn't let me know until I found out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
has anything like this ever happened before?
Negative.
Okay,
It
and
never happened before. So I'm a little disappointed. And then it's only when I found out. She didn't tell me about it.
Mhm.
And then when she told me it's for her brother. And I'm like, $17K? Really? You didn't discuss this beforehand?
so what was her explanation that why she didn't say anything?
No, she didn't. She just said, I gave it to him.
Does she
He
fe-
needed
Does she feel like it's wrong? Is he supposed to pay the
No.
money back?
I didn't get any of that information, unfortunately.
Okay, I think
So I'm
y'all,
a little stressed.
21 years married, 25 years together. You said nothing like this has ever happened before. So what you need to do is make sure something like this doesn't happen again and have a sit-down conversation. It doesn't have to be angry or heated, just to find out what made her think that this was okay to do and to let her know how it made you feel. How did it make you feel?
I'm heated. I'm heated because it hard work that I put in to put that money in that account.
And her as
So
well, right? Because it's both of y'all money.
It's both of ours, but I work excessively hard, and I do manual labor. She does office work, so it doesn't fly with me that well because if her brother can't make his own capital and he can't get a loan, don't come to me or come to her and take that without me being involved with that because it's our money.
Listen,
it's not just
yeah, you are absolutely, Damien, you are absolutely correct. It's both of your money together, and she definitely should have consulted because what if you would have done that? What if you would have taken $17,000 from the account, not said anything, and gave it to somebody in your family? That would not have been cool.
correct. So how do I deal with her now? Because now I feel like you're doing something behind my back. How do I deal with that?
Well, I would say this. You guys have a good track record of something like this never happened. This is a one-time thing that happened, and let's just make sure moving forward, y'all understand this cannot happen again. Okay? Because maybe it's nothing that you ever discussed because it's never been an issue until now. You need to find out, does he intend to pay that money back, right? What made her feel like she was... Do y'all have any other issues in your marriage?
No.
Okay. So this feels like something fixable. It's a financial...
Financially? No. Angela, it's a financial thing that I think that is inappropriate because it should have been discussed way before you even make that move.
I agree with you, Damien, but what you need to do is have this conversation with her. Okay? And instead, let her talk. Instead of telling her that it's wrong and, don't say this is my money that I work hard for. You do an office job, I do manual labor. That doesn't matter. You guys are both contributing to the household fund. What made her feel like she could do this without consulting with you? Maybe she felt like if she asked you, you would say no. I don't know what her reason is, right? But she just needs to know how it made you feel and why it made you feel that way. And it breaks a trust that you might have had in her, knowing that she would do something like this now because she's never done anything like this before.
Okay, I get that.
So you need to approach it like, look, I love you. We haven't had any issues. You've never done anything like this before. Let's have an honest conversation on why you felt like this would be appropriate. And then I will let you know how this made me feel. But I would love to hear what your explanation is so we can discuss this and move forward knowing that we can't do things like this because we have a bond and we have a trust that we can't break.
Yeah, I get that. All right. I will definitely have a conversation with her this evening. And,
find out what the circumstances were. Maybe it was some emergency that she knew. Maybe she felt like if I ask him, he's going to say no. And so I'll just do it and deal with, the repercussions from it. I don't know what her reason is. Only she knows that. And you need to find out.
I appreciate that. I mean, I got the information, which was he needs to put a down payment on a house, but it's just you don't do it and then tell me after the fact.
No, you don't.
You let me know beforehand.
And he needs to pay that money back, and you guys need to discuss that as well, how those terms are going to work.
Correct. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Toronto, Ontario.
Toronto, Ontario. Yes.
All right, Damien.
Representing. And we love to hear from you. Thank you.
No problem.
Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Yee now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Get some real advice with Angela Yee. It's Ask Yee.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Kai.
Correct. What's your question for Yee?
Okay, so listen. So, I started talking to this dude. Hey, y'all, by the way.
Peace.
Hey.
Hey. So I started talking to this dude, and we were probably like 2 months in. So he looked on my Facebook, and he was like, who's the girl in the pictures? And I was like, oh, that's like my ex-best friend. Anyway, long story short, he was like, he used to talk to her. And like, I don't know what to do now, because like, he cool, but like, I don't know.
So you said that's your ex-best friend?
Yeah, we stopped talking like 2-3 years ago, and he said that they kind of messed around like back in 07, 08.
Oh, girl, that's like, how long ago was that? 15 years ago?
I know, but it's still like...
That's not even your friend anymore. He was so unimportant that in her life that she never even mentioned it to you.
Right, and she could have, but my head is bad.
Well, I hope it's not for his sake. But I'm just saying, you only know about this because he told you. You didn't know ahead of time. The girl, you're not even friends with her anymore.
Right. I just kind of feel
that
bad.
was
like
your current best friend. But, you know, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at this point. If y'all was still friends, I would tell you to call her, you know, just be like, look, girl, I didn't know. So this is what happened. I started talking to him, and then he saw you in a picture and said he used to talk to you. I don't feel comfortable. What are your thoughts? But y'all not even cool no more.
Yeah, we're really not.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's not with her, you not with her.
Right.
It shouldn't even bother you. Everybody got a past, you know, and as long as that past isn't interfering with your present, you'll be okay.
Right. Well, thank you, Yee. Y'all have a good morning. I'm surprised I got through.
I know. Listen, Kai, and I love the fact that you have a conscience and that you even thought about this, but don't let thoughts of, oh, well, he was with her, 15 years ago, everybody was completely different than they are now.
Right. You were right about that. It just was on my mind, so I had to see, make sure I wasn't losing it.
No, you're not doing nothing wrong.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good morning.
You too. All right, well, that was Ask Yee, and coming up next, we do have Rumor Report. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj. Looks like she has some remixes on the way.
The Breakfast Club.
It's about time. What's going on? Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
All right, well, there's a new episode of Carisha Please coming out, today. And one of the things that they talk about, well, actually, Saweetie's on this episode, and here are some of the highlights about what's going to happen.
You ready to get into the smoke? Let's get into the smoke. Girl, you really drop a bag on you in the Chanel stuff? So how you felt when he took your car back? So who's telling your business on the blogs?
Like, no one knows who I'm talking about, and if they did, they'd be like...
Did ever cheat on you? You like quickies? Are you a freaky girl? Did you think that people was gonna find out that it was him?
I don't know.
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
I agree with everything you're saying.
Period.
All right, that'll be at 8 p.m. tonight.
Can't ask me if I'm cheating in a relationship and then cut to me saying I agree with everything you're saying. Jesus Christ. But I will be watching. Dropping the goosebumps for Carisha. Young Miami.
All right, and get ready. Listen, all about the ladies right now. Nicki Minaj is teasing 2 super freaky girl remixes. So here is what she put up that has everybody excited.
Hey, yo, it's the Queen mix right here. Miami, Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, spin them. Hey,
All right, she wrote this remix, though, Queen mix on the way. And she said at least one and a possible second one. Y'all ready?
I didn't hear who she teased. What was the tease? She just saying the cities?
I heard the cities.
She didn't say who it is.
Oh, she just said the cities.
She didn't say who it is. It's different cities. So everybody's speculating. Is it going to be somebody, you know, from which city? From all those cities?
Probably going to be somebody from all those cities, I think.
Yeah, she's probably going to give a look to some new ladies on the scene. You know, some ladies that haven't quite gotten there yet, but they're on their way.
Or not even that. Like, you know, she's really tight with Foxy Brown. Maybe Foxy. From New York.
All right, well, in the meantime, Nicki Minaj's false nail from the VMAs reportedly sold for $55,000 on eBay. Remember that acrylic nail that we were talking about?
Yep.
And they said it started off, it was already at like $17,000. Well, $55,000. Can you imagine that?
That's a come up, boy. That nail file.
What you mean that's a come up? Come up for who?
For whoever found that nail.
What they gonna do with the nail?
Whoever sold it.
They sold it.
Oh,
No,
you said
whoever
sold it.
sold
Oh,
it.
okay.
What you
I was
gonna-
say,
what they gonna do
I
with
thought you said somebody else would come up with whoever bought
What,
it.
they gonna put it on their nails?
I don't know what the hell they gonna do with
They
it.
found a nail on the floor and sold it on eBay for $55,000.
Are you sure they didn't buy
that?
that? Are you sure they didn't buy that in Bitcoin? Let's make sure. Okay. Jesus Christ.
All right, now Little Kim is teasing a Megan Thee Stallion collaboration. And so, you know, I'm sure that's going to be exciting to see. But she posted on the private jet with Megan Thee Stallion. You can see the two of them are doing a little toast together. And I guess that's going to debut today as well. So we're excited to hear that too. All the ladies are doing it real big right now. And last but not least, let's talk about Eminem. Paul Rosenberg, who's Eminem's manager and business partner, has a podcast, The Paul Pod. And one thing that he talks to Eminem about is his near fatal overdose. You can hear his podcast on the SiriusXM app, on Stitcher, and other major podcast platforms. So here is what Eminem had to say.
Took a long time for my brain to start working again.
Yeah, I mean, you literally were coming off of, you know, an overdose, and, you know, they had to sort of stabilize you with a few medications, and some of them took you a minute to adjust to. Let's just leave it at that, right? So you're learning how to rap again, almost literally, right? Because it's the first time probably you were creating without having substances in your body in however many years, right?
Yeah. Didn't you ask the doctors when I first started rapping again and sent it to you? Didn't you say, like, I just want to make sure he doesn't have brain damage?
Yeah. I thought you might have some permanent problems.
Yeah, he said he was in a weird fog for months. And so things he was saying just wasn't making sense. And it was so long since he had done vocals without Valium and Vicodin, he had to almost relearn everything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. And let me shout out to Alabama again, everybody in Huntsville, Alabama, Birmingham, and everybody who's been getting ready for the car show. I would say this is probably the biggest amount of cars that we ever received. So when we talk about these car shows, people want to submit their cars, and I mean, we got over 100 submissions, and if you want to submit your car into the car show, you can email me, djnvcarshow@gmail.com. Again, the car show is November 27th in Alabama, so celebrity cars, exotic cars, old school cars, cars from every area of the country, so we can't wait to see you guys. And definitely get your tickets. You can click the link in my bio to get your tickets, all right?
That's right. And listen, make sure that you go to mentalwealthexpo.com because I'm doing my second annual Mental Wealth Expo on October 8th here in New York City at the Marriott Marquis Times Square. We got so many great panelists this year. We got Nadra Tawwab Glover. We have Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. We got my man Wallow from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Him and Shaka St. Core are having a conversation together about the impact of the prison system on your mental health. And our keynote speakers, Pastor Torrey Roberts and Sarah Jakes Roberts will be there. And it's a free event. All you got to do is go to mentalwealthexpo.com and register to be there. My second annual Mental Wealth Expo. I'll see you on October 8th.
All right. Well, let's get to the mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
The brand new Galaxy Z Flip 4 is finally here. Capture hands-free content from every angle with Flex Mode. The sleek foldable design lets you make your device conveniently compact. Visit Samsung.com to order your Galaxy Z Flip 4 today. Howdy, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, shout out to everybody out in Detroit, too. What up, Doe? Detroit, I'll be there the next couple of days. My strain is being released, so we are actually going to a lot of the dispensaries we popping up. So can't wait for you guys to see you guys in Detroit. And
yeah, those edibles were really strong from there.
They were strong?
Slurred exotic. Yes, they definitely were.
Okay. Well, you said you like it strong, Paul, so I gave it to you strong.
How many milligrams is it?
I didn't. Hold on. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
It was. It was cool. It was cool. I just have to have absolutely nothing to do for the night.
How many milligrams is it?
We have a bunch of different ones. We have a 10, a 20, 30.
I can't even remember. No, they told me though. He told me this is the really strong one. I don't know if I could handle that because, it was a lot. I'm small.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to Herbology, House of Dank, Jar Centerline, Sticky and the Flower Bowl. We appreciate you guys. And can't wait to see you guys. I got something for you. What you gonna do for it?
Oh God! And listen, and I gotta.
You?
That sounded crazy. I was like, "What's going on
I'm
over there?"
talking to Charlamagne.
And I was like, "What?" And that's appropriate for Charlamagne and you. It's on brand.
There you go.
No, that sounds like lip
shout
service
out
to me.
Everybody.
That's what that sounded like to me. I'm talking about we on brand. That sounds like your brand.
Yeah, but that's how y'all talk to each other on brand.
And that's how y'all talk on lip service.
Bert and Ernie. But yeah, so I got a big deal happening in Detroit too, so I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. Shout out to my partners, Miss Ricky Hughes and Topeka Sam.
Okay.
And listen, make sure you check out my late night talk show, Hell of a Week, tonight at 11:30 on Comedy Central, right after the Daily Show. We've been dark for a couple of weeks, but we back tonight with a new episode. Okay. Now the positive note is simply this: people's true colors are showing. Don't try to change what you see or make excuses. Accept what is being shown. The truth is surfacing. This is a time of making decisions. What behaviors can be forgiven and who needs to be released.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?